Wow, this is a stack. Alright, so Mind Games, Tidespout Tyrant, Orvar, Yawgmoth, Illusionist Stratagem, Tidespout, Orvar, Mystic Reflection, Village Rites, Pawn of Ulamog, Solemn Simulacrum dies trigger.
Today on Commander Replay, we take another look at Orvar the All-Form. Can we get 3 Tidespout Tyrants into play? Find out next on Commander Replay. Hey guys, help support me and save 15% on singles by using the promo code REPLAY at mothershipaTX.com. Commander Replay t-shirts, available in orange and colors beside orange.
Welcome back everyone, playing some more Orvar the All-Form today. Take a look at this opener. Ooh, it's a little dicey. That is a little dicey. Enters the battlefield, look at the top 2 cards of your library, put 1 into your hand, the rest on the bottom. Can we use that to find more lands? Let's risk it for the biscuit. Here we go. Keep. Someone shoots that Soul Ring, we're going to be in some serious trouble, though. Ooh, we got 2 mono black decks at the table. We got Yawgmoth, Thran Physician out of Mango. That's a nasty one. And we've also got Syr Konrad, the Grim. Yee. Being piloted by Illegal Xeno. We got Eric Yodo playing Vega the Watcher in the middle. I haven't seen a ton of this one yet, so not exactly sure what to expect, but I did tell opponents to bring some stronger decks, so this probably leads me toward blue-white control, is what I would expect to see right here. Opponent getting themselves an Ancient Tomb to start. It's going to be a little bit of ramp into, Apocryphite. Here's one I haven't seen in a long time. There used to be some Reanimator type decks with that in, like, Future Sight standard. Been a little while on that. It would be cool if we caught some lands off the top here, though. How many lands are in this deck? Oh, there's one. All right. Not getting punished yet. 4 mana gives us enough to get to Thassa Deep Dwelling, and that seems like it should be a pretty good thing. Soul Ring for the Yawgmoth opponent. Also getting themselves a start, although they are last in the turn order, so when you're last, sometimes you need a Soul Ring just to, like, stay in it. Everyone's a turn ahead of you. I've talked about it a lot. I hate going last. It is a really big disadvantage. Opponent going to do some attacking. Poke over to the Syr Konrad. Yep. Let's take a peek at our commander real quick. So we're playing Orvar the All-Form out of Kaldheim. 4 mana, 3/3 Changeling. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, if it targets 1 or more other permanents you control, create a token that's a copy of those permanents. And the final ability, probably not going to make a ton of use of, but whenever a spell or an ability an opponent controls causes you to discard this card, create a token that's a copy of target permanent. Brings it to our turn 2. There's a Tidespout Tyrant. Definitely did not need that. We'll go for the Seagate Oracle first, I think, just to see if we can put a land into our hand. Next turn, we'll go for the Thassa Deep Dwelling. And then just try to blink this thing to death and draw our way out of this risky keep with the Soul Ring 1-lander. There's an island and a Kefnet's monument. 1 card into the hand, the rest on the bottom. Well, yeah, it's got to be the island. I do like Kefnet's, though. Kefnet's is pretty sweet. Makes me sad that we got to put it away. Yawgmoth coming into play. Yep. So one of the things that tends to happen, if you guys haven't seen it, check out my first video with Orvar. It was crazy. We had 5 Cage Suns, and it was just absolute insanity. But what tends to happen is when you have a commander like this that's very strong, the first game I play with it, I usually just steamroll opponents because it's new, it's powerful. Opponents aren't really sure what to expect, I think plays a big part of it. And then what usually happens is the second time I run that commander, I just get crushed because no one lets me keep the commander in play, and it's a huge problem. So like after everyone sees it one time, they just like, nope, that can't stay in play. Get rid of it. And then you don't nearly have the same success that you did the first time out. So I'm fully expecting that to happen today. We'll see how it goes, but history is not on our side here. So Vega coming in for opponent. Nothing out of the Syr Konrad, so a bit of a slow start for them. And everyone's tapped out, so I feel pretty good that this Thassa Deep Dwelling is going to resolve and blink this Seagate Oracle, which I feel pretty good about. There's another island. Cool, so we got our next land drop lined up. Play the Thassa Deep Dwelling. Go to the end step. I guess we can poke. We'll poke the Syr Konrad since they are open. Also, they do absurd amounts of damage to everyone else, so it's sort of like the mono black Purphoros. Their life total will be high, and everyone else's is going to be decimated into nothing super quickly. So they go down to 38, and we'll pass like that. Get our end step trigger right here. Let's blink this thing. Get another ETB. 1 card into the hand. Ooh, Ghostly Flicker is really good. Let's take the Ghostly Flicker. Ancient Tomb is good ramp, but Ghostly Flicker is absurd in this deck. We can copy the Soul Rings. seems pretty good. Bastion of Remembrance. Can also copy lands. One or more other permanents. Yeah, so if we start flickering lands, lands are just hard to get rid of. Those don't go away. Sol Ring is more bursty, though. Will give you a lot of mana quickly. Metamorph could be interesting, too, because the copies will copy anything on the battlefield, and that sounds pretty exciting. Opponent does have some sack fodder going over here with Yawgmoth now. Probably going to have to be a little bit careful with that. Opponent's got a Mox Tantalite ticking down from Suspend, and here it comes. They're going to cast it. Think twice for opponent. Yep, it's got flashback. So, yeah, one of the things you'll probably see a lot of with that deck is a lot of flashback. There's probably some other stuff, too. Suspend also makes sense. What's the new mechanic? Foretell. Things like this Apocryphite, other weird stuff like that. Yeah, I'm going to flashback that. Think twice. They'll draw 2. Up to 8 cards. You're going to have to discard 1. I think we can do some weird stuff with with Metamorph if we copy a Sol Ring this turn. Ideally, if we could get Orvar and Ghostly Flicker in, that's what would make me super happy. Solemn Simulacrum for opponent. There's some ramp for them. Ooh, that's also a good one to copy, too. There's another island, so we've got our land drops lined up. That's good. Play the island. Okay, let's do this math. So if we pay 3 to make a Sol Ring, then we'll have 2 mana left. We'll have 2 mana from the Sol Ring. Is that 5 total mana? I guess the other way we could go about this is we could play the Metamorph, copy the Solemn Simulacrum, get another land. Oh yeah, we could do it that way too. And then we could just leave up Ghostly Flicker and see if opponent wants to shoot any of our stuff. That is an interesting way to go about it. Let's pay the life. Phyrexian Metamorph on Solemn Simulacrum. Get ourselves a land. Put that into play. Go to the end step. Do it again. Get another Solemn Simulacrum. Seems good. Land number 2. We have ramped. It is turn 4, and we have 6 lands in play plus a Sol Ring. That's about as good as it goes for a blue deck. Blue decks are not known for dumping tons of lands into play like that, especially this early into a game. Nest of Scarabs seems like a real issue. Whenever 1 or more minus counters are placed on a creature, create that many... Does that go infinite? So let's see. They pay 1 life. They put a minus counter on... Oh, yeah, that does seem like a problem. So if they come our way, we're going to have to, like, Ghostly Flicker and kind of mess some stuff up here. Well, this could be bad. Opponent's going to get a goat. Who'd they target? They're going to target the Solemn Simulacrum. So they're going to get a goat. When that gets a minus counter on it, that'll create a second creature. How do we do this? Bastion of Remembrance will get us killed very quickly. This is a U control. That's unfortunate. If we could just, like, blink something in response to the trigger. Unfortunately, all this stuff targets our things. Yep, there's the Nest of Scarabs. Yep, there that goes. The problem is they have this one goat. This one goat is going to stop us from being able to... Solemn Simulacrum is going to go down. They're going to draw a card. They're going to target our Solemn Simulacrum. So if we blink our Solemn Simulacrum, if we blink the Metamorph, become a copy of Yawgmoth. Now, the problem is they can always just sack in response. This is tricky. Let's Ghostly Flicker. What if we flickered the Sol Ring? That could get us extra mana. Yeah, Solemn Simulacrum, Sol Ring, I think. We basically, like, need a Pongify or something. Oh, can they just do it in response? Yep, we can't respond to it. Oh, they're going to go for the Proliferate mode. You'd force them to use the goat, though. The problem is... each one... yeah, the Bastion of Remembrance is going to get us. We draw a card. It's an island. That doesn't help. Sol Ring blinks. Now they have 4 insects. Now he has a Death Greeter. Yeah. I think he could go infinite with just the insects. So you sacrifice 1, put a minus counter on another, and then you get another one. Oh, he might run out of insects at some point, though. Yeah, because you kill 2 at a time, you get 1 back, so they would run out. It's not completely infinite, but it's going to be tough to have creatures in play. We can draw a little bit with the Blue Sun Zenith. A board wipe, even any piece of removal from our opponents would get us where we want to be. We actually have 8 mana, so if we found a 1-drop, we could go Tidespout Tyrant and bounce stuff. Opponent has an Ancestral Vision and the Apocryphite ticking down and Suspend, by the way. Heraldic Banner for opponent. Into an Erebos. Nice. Shutting down their life gain is actually a good thing, because this will burn your life. And the Bastion of Remembrance was counteracting that, as was the Death Greeter, so it's actually a really good play by opponent right here. It's not exactly what we need. We do need to find some removal. Ooh, opponent's going to Heliod's Intervention, the Nest of Scarabs, the Bastion of Remembrance, and the Sol Ring. Okay. They can still sacrifice some insects, and it's still going to be a problem for our creatures, but that solves a lot of issues. He's back to our turn. There's another island. Play an island. I think right now we probably just go for like a big blue sun zenith during our opponent's turn and just kind of see if we need to react to anything. We're on 9 mana. Creatures are very risky with the current set of things, so yeah, I think we just kind of wait this out a little bit. With that Heliod's intervention right there, I feel pretty good about where we're at. So might do the Blue Sun Zenith before the blue player untaps, because counter spells, obviously. Basically just going to wait to see like if we need to leave 2 mana up for a counter spell, if they follow up with something else that might be wombo combo-tastic, then we'll adjust X accordingly, but if they just kind of do some rebuild stuff, yeah, okay. Oh, Ketra's Monument. So whenever they cast a creature, they get a creature. Okay, it's not infinite, it's good. It's good, but it's not infinite, so yeah, let's hit ourselves with a blue sun for as much as we can go. It's going to be X6. Propaganda, Sapphire Medallion, Mind Stone, Mind Games. Didn't catch any removal in there. Opponent's going to Ancestral Vision, draw 3 cards. But they're playing blue-white over there, would love a creature board wipe. Creature board wipe would make me so happy. Burnished Heart in for opponent. Gotta be careful. Oh no, you can sacrifice in response to them doing stuff. Yeah, that's good ramp for them. That works. Ooh, Revel in Riches. So now whenever they sack stuff, opponent's going to get treasures, which means they'll have a lot of mana, and if they get to 10, they untap. That's a game winner right there. I've never seen it happen, I don't think. I've definitely not done it myself. An opponent's done it to me maybe once, but I can't quite remember. But this might be the setting where it happens because of the way Yawgmoth works. Forever Young. Put any number of target creature cards from your graveyard on top of your library. Draw a card. Well, that's not a bad card. There's definitely some versions of that card. Most of them are 3 mana. That one at 2 is, that's an upgrade. That is an upgrade. That's a Thran Dynamo. I think we go on the big ramp turn right here. Play an island. Play Thran Dynamo. Play Sapphire Medallion. Mind Stone. Propaganda. Might keep the Mind Stone up for card draw just in case we need it. And looks like we're going to pass like that. Next turn, we'll see what happens. Still kind of need a board wipe to happen. Opponent could sacrifice 4 things. They wouldn't be able to kill the Tidespout Tyrant necessarily. And I think we'll have the mana that will be able to blink it. Do a little mana check right here. So we've got 6 mana from Mana Rocks. We've got 8 mana from Islands. That's 14 mana plus cost reduction. Seems good. Ooh, Syr Konrad. Gross. They'll get a token out of the deal, so now when things die, our life total is just going to get obliterated. That is enough tokens, though, that probably can't play the Tidespout Tyrant without something. Need something to stop the Yawgmoth or, get rid of some tokens, anything. Anything like that. They're going to swing over to the Konrad opponent. Yep, Propaganda keeping us safe right now. Love it. They go down to 23. You want to be careful, because these aristocrat-style decks, especially with the Syr Konrad in play, your life total drops so quickly. End step, crack the Burnished Heart triggers Revel in Riches, Syr Konrad, and Death Greeter. No life gain, though, because of the Erebos. Yeah, if someone wants to just get Yawgmoth out of play, I think we're golden, because we can just Tidespout Tyrant things into oblivion after that. We can Mind Games, make a second Tidespout Tyrant, and then, blink stuff, and that should be very good. Apocryphite ticking down. Here comes Apocryphite. It's got 4+1/+1 counters on it. It's a 4/4 with haste. I mean, they could just send that in. Would opponents sacrifice 4 scarabs or 4 insects to deal with that? Signet for opponent. Everyone's playing it really cool. I have to wonder if we're all playing it a little bit too cool based on what's going on the board right now. Still looking for that board wipe. Although I think if they wipe the board, that means if they wipe the board, we have to Tidespout Tyrant some of the treasures. They're on 1 treasure right now. What's that? That's probably 6, 7, 8, 9. It's gonna be really close if they drop a board wipe. There's a Bajuka Bog. Gonna hit the blue-white player. They got some stuff with they got some Aftermath. Yeah, Jumpstart. This guy. That's an instant. They could do that if they wanted. Third Graveyard gets exiled. That's gonna hurt a bit. Solemn Simulacrum. Didn't they already have that? Did that come back? Oh, right. They put it back on top of their deck. Yep, that makes sense. This will shuffle their deck, so whatever other creatures were there will go away. I don't know if they had that many, though, in their graveyard. Pawn of Ulamog. Interesting. I think I'm going to crack the Mind Stone at the end step here. We need gas. We have a lot of mana. We need more things to do. So crack the Mind Stone. Another island. Not what we were looking for. We've drawn a lot of lands. Would have expected 1 or 2 more pieces of gas up to this point. Gauntlet of Power is a real magic card. Play an island. Gauntlet of Power, I think, makes it so we can just, run Orvar down there. Cast the Gauntlet of Power. using all mana rocks. Yes, please. Choosing blue. So this will get +6, or this will be a 6 power creature, 6 toughness creature. Opponent have to sacrifice. How many tokens do they actually have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They have 7 total creatures. So if we timed it right, they would basically have to sacrifice their entire board. And even then, we could probably get a copy of it. Yeah, I think yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Pay 7 for Tidespout Tyrant. Hope no counters over here. A lot of mana up, though. It resolves. Ooh, Thassa becomes a creature, which I did not count on. Cast Orvar. I think the first thing to blink is Syr Konrad, or bounce, rather. Yeah, opponent's going to start sacking stuff. Revel in Riches will trigger. Death Greeter will trigger. Orvar is still on the stack, unfortunately. Let's auto some of these triggers. See how opponent wants to play this. More triggers. They're going to start working on Thassa. Oh, they let it bounce. Nice. Opponent has 4 creatures left that they could sack. That's not enough to kill the Tidespout Tyrant. Orvar has resolved. Ooh, we can cast this with buyback? Yeah. Let's cast this with buyback, targeting the Tidespout Tyrant. It'll be 3. Tidespout Tyrant, bounce the Yawgmoth. Orvar, make a copy of Tidespout Tyrant. Opponent gonna start the sacking. Yep. Oh, opponent's gonna proliferate. Yep, here comes the proliferate trigger. We have turned off auto yields. Yeah, we're gonna blink our stuff with Illusionist Stratagem. 2 creatures you control return to the battlefield, draw a card. So Tidespout Tyrant, most definitely. We could, I don't think we would need to blink the Thassa because I'd like to attack with it. So we'll just leave that right where it is. So we'll blink this thing. We'll pay 2. Another Orvar trigger. Tidespout Tyrant, let's see. There's already one to blink the Yawgmoth. Do probably need to get rid of some treasures. Think we'll trim a treasure back right here. Opponent says, here we go, multiple Tidespout Tyrants. Yep. Uh-oh. Hope the blue-white player doesn't have something for all this, because that would be not great. Unfortunately, all our stuff's on the stack. Mystic Reflection. Choose target non-legendary creature. The next time one or more creatures enter the battlefield this turn, they enters as copy of those creatures. What? Oh, they're not going to be Tidespout Tyrants. Oh, that's not ideal. Opponent's going to Village Rites. Wow, this is a stack. All right, so Mind Games, Tidespout Tyrant, Orvar, Yawgmoth, Illusionist Stratagem, Tidespout, Orvar, Mystic Reflection, Village Rites, Pawn of Ulamog, Solemn Simulacrum dies trigger. Opponent draws 2 cards. Yeah, we start getting Pawns of Ulamog. That's not what we signed up for. Unfortunately, the Proliferate... No, the Proliferate will keep it alive, but it's no longer going to be a Tidespout Tyrant. It blinks. There's a Peregrine Drake. We do have 1 Tidespout Tyrant. Excellent. We can still get some work done with that. We can still make copies of it. This thing says non-legendary. Next time one or more creatures enter... Okay. Bounce the Yawgmoth. Ooh, I think Mind Games... Yeah, Mind Games fizzles because the target has been removed. Well, that's not ideal. Attack Mango. Pass the turn? What do we blink? Yeah, I'm going to go no targets because of the Mystic Reflection. What a weird card. We do need some card draw, though. We've run out of cards. Ideally, we can find, what's it called? The one that gets spells back from your graveyard. Either of those cards. Any of those are what we want to find now. Once we get that, that's basically good game. If we get Ghostly Flicker back. Ghostly Flicker flickers lands, so after a couple of these, you have infinite mana. Peregrine Drake is also has ways to make infinite mana. Ayara, First of Locktwain coming in. They get a token. We each lose life because of Ayara. Oh no, Yawgmoth's Vile Offering. Destroy 1 target creature. Blah. And they're going to get our Phyrexian Metamorph. Can it be the Tidespout Tyrant? I don't know if it can. I don't know if the timing of that works out. Pawn of Ulamog is an issue, though. It does have to be a non-token, but there's still ways. I'm sure they run Pawn of Ulamog and... Oh, they're going to get a Gauntlet of Power. Okay, there they go. Problem solved. Revel in Riches will trigger. Pawn of Ulamog will trigger. Use the ability. Well, opponents have thwarted our big plays. But we also messed them up really good by bouncing a lot of mana worth of stuff. But next turn, they'll be able to get everything back if the Gauntlet of Power sticks. Opponent's going to path on our Orvar. Don't love it. At least we can pull a land out of the deck. 4/4 into Mango. Going to block with the 1/1. Oh, another Revel in Riches trigger. Opponent's up to 8 treasures. That's not good. Like, if they kill 2 creatures right here, they just win. Although, I guess they have to spend treasures to do it. Opponent is going to get some extra mana off of our Gauntlet of Power. Actually, will they? Because those are snow-covered. Does snow-covered basic land? Yeah, snow-covers will work. This might be an austere command. Opponent said they're wiping the board. That would be bad. That would be really bad. I'd probably go artifacts and enchantments. I think the creatures are the least scary things right now. Yep, it's an austere command. All artifacts, All creatures 3 or less. I'm fine with that. Am I fine with that? I don't know if I'm fine with that. I guess I have to be fine with it. We don't have anything for it. So, opponent can draw 1,000,000 with the Erebos right here. Yeah, we're going to lose a lot of mana. Like, so much mana. A doubler plus 5 worth of mana rocks? Ouch. But I guess it needs to happen because we can't just win, I don't think. Well, it depends on what we draw. We don't have the win in hand. If we don't just win, I imagine that the mono black player will probably get themselves really close. Yeah, opponent draws a whole bunch with Erebos. They go super low on life, though. Maybe down to 7? No, they've already paid the life. They're at 11. Still, that's very low. Plus, we can tap things out, so, like, it's not terribly difficult to get into them. Plus, there's an Yara. Well, Yara's going down, but... More Revel and Riches, Apocryphite, 2 Pawn of Ulamog triggers. Yep, use the ability. So we're down to 10 lands, which we're still a little bit ahead. We've ramped a bit, but Revel and Riches is going to make a lot of mana. We have more lands than our opponents, so that's something. But everyone getting set back quite a bit. We need a big play. Need a big play. Windfall would be fantastic. Do we run Windfall? Do not run Windfall. We got a Rhystic Study in the deck. There's some other ways to draw cards too, but... Crypt Gas for opponent. Uh-oh. They're about to jump ahead on mana. They gonna be able to make some plays right here. 17 black mana. I hope it's not a Torment. Doesn't look like an X-Spell. It's an X-Spell. Torment of Hellfire. X15. Yeah, this might be how we die. So what's that? That's 45 if we just take all the life. That's rough. Blue-white deck with a counter? Also, opponent pathed our commander and then played a board wipe. Although, I guess they must have known what they were, that they were going to go 3 or less, so Orvar would have survived. But so, in order to survive, we can lose life how many times? Well, the problem is the Aristocrat stuff. The Aristocrat stuff makes it harder than that. I'm going to give up on the propaganda. I like it, but we do need to try and survive. This is 5 of 15. That means there's 10 more. That's still 30. Yeah, we probably just have to empty our hand. 6 of 15. Ooh, I really don't want to give up on Thassa. Well, let's see what happens. We'll start losing life, see how close we can get it. Eric is dead. Mango had a lot of cards, so he's going to survive. 10 of 15. Wow, we've got 5 more to go. Down to 11. Down to 8. Oh, opponent still got Syr Konrad in hand? No, they probably discarded it. Can we see it? Syr Konrad's in the graveyard, thankfully. Although, they have a Syr Konrad right here. Oh, that's not great. That is not great. Down to 5. I think there's 3 triggers left. Gotta be Peregrine Drake. 14 of 15. Yeah, we're gonna have to give up on Thassa. Wow, we have nothing. We have absolute nothing left. That's why I don't like this card. Even if it doesn't kill you, it just drains you of all your resources. And, yeah, sacrifice Thassa. It's so easy. Like, you don't need it to be lethal. You don't need it to be X15. X7? X8 is enough to, like, be backbreaking. Oh, opponent can just, like, extort and kill us. Well, they've only got 2 mana left, but... I mean, all they do next turn, cast Syr Konrad, sacrifice a spawn, cast Syr Konrad, extort. Oh, yep, there's a land. That is not what we needed. Cast Orvar. Solemn Simulacrum. Sanitarium Skeleton going back to the hand. Yeah, we can just scoop it. We're going to die to extort. Yep, we go down. Yeah, I wanted to get more counterspells in the deck. I think I added 1 before the game. Probably a little bit counterspell light right now to really kind of compete with what was going on. Just a few more counterspells, but it's tough to sort of work out that balance. I'm not the most experienced mono blue player. Oh, there's a Gray Merchant. Yep, that'll do it. Opponent's down to 1. Extort. And that will do it. Illegal Xeno taking it down. Yep. We just got hit with removal. We got hit with a lot of removal. That was very bad for us. If the Tidespout Tyrants stuck, we were going to be so good. The question is, could we have waited? And I don't think we could have, because in that same turn, even after the Austere Command, then I think there's still a giant Torment of Hellfire, and I just don't think we can deal with that. So, yeah, Torment is backbreaking like that, amongst the just flurry of removal that happened from our opponents. So, yeah, I mean, I still like the deck. We were very, very close. If we got the 3 Tidespouts, then we more or less lock opponents out of the game. We really, really keep them off balance, and I was going to bounce some treasures and try to cut down the mana and all that sort of stuff. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, feel free to comment, like, or subscribe. Thank you for watching.
I want to thank my awesome Patreon supporters. We have 1 new Patreon supporter in Novice Wood Projects. Novice Wood Projects, you are awesome. If you want to help support the channel and vote on which decks I play next, feel free to check out my Patreon at the link below.